And we are live. So today I thought I would just come on live while I do some personal work, and this is some comic book work that I'm doing. I make these comic strips that I post on Instagram and on Webtoons. So this is something like a personal project which I'm gonna collect in a book of my own. So this is going to be something like my fifth book. I love publishing books, self-publishing books, and I get them printed myself, and I also release them as e-books. And yeah, so what you see here is how my comic strips start. Actually, they start like I write down the scripts, and then the next stage is blocking out where things will go and roughly scribbling the characters in. So it's like something like it starts like this, but I get the text done before, so I know how much space I have for the drawing to be made. So this is basically layouting the comic, and I just scribble with some stick figures and then take it up to this next stage, which is probably these only I can understand. I don't know whether you can see what's going on here, but I try to visualize the scene and how things are going, and start scribbling out stuff, and they go on evolving till I get to the final stage. So let's just see how this goes, and I'm here just for getting this done today, and I'll be probably streaming live for a while. I don't think I'll be finishing this up, but stick around if you want to see me drawing, and you can chat with me in the comments. Hi Suraj, thank you for joining me. I drew your name last time. Today we are not drawing names. I'm just doing some drawing of my personal work, and you'll get to see something that I am doing. So this is a comic strip about. So this is the title: 10 things artists get triggered by, and it's just general things that clients say, which you get used to over the time that you're working for clients, and yeah. So I've written down all my the script and translated to the comic, and now I'm just trying to do the sketches, which probably I won't. Uh, so I won't talk really too much with this, but so I just read out the text, and I see what kind of action goes along with it. So this time it's like my character is mostly on the left of these comics, each panel, and the right there will be a new person. So it just helps me draw a variety of characters. Just it's just random characters that I'm drawing, and on the left it will be my character reacting to what they're saying. So yeah, let's see how this goes. And on the left here I have my previous comic strips open, just because I can refer to them to keep my character consistent for sizing and proportions and such like that. But I start off with just the scribbles to block out the character. I already have the pose in the stick figure form, and then I just size this according to the panel height. Let's do the other character on a different layer. So maybe this is a bearded guy. I'm just randomizing these characters, and this is just a mid stage. In the next stage I'll be fleshing them out in the particular pose. It's fun to create random characters. So till now I think my comic was just had just me and my wife. So this is probably the first time it's featuring some other characters, but these are just one-off characters, so I don't have to put too much thought in them. So I have to remind myself this is just the mid stage, so the clothing and stuff I can add in the next stage. Maybe this hand will be facing our side. And to show a shrug, I can pull up the shoulder. Maybe this will have some stripes. I can use my walk tool to change around the proportions, as this is a very rough stage. Okay, let's move on to the next panel. So this guy is saying, I don't really have a budget, but I can offer you some great exposure. So he's quite happy posting about it. So let's try to capture that expression. Maybe let's make this a girl, a female. What layer is this? Yeah, this layer. Let's turn this down and scale this down a bit. Let's keep the body on a different layer. And I'm gonna refine these characters more, but for now let's try to just finish all the rough sketches and also try to fit them inside the frame. Slide going out like you see here, it's fine. I'll be working on the expressions, but I need to have some placeholders. This is just an intermediate stage. Okay, let's find the next one. What layer have I drawn this in? Let's have a guy this time. So this guy is saying I could do this myself, but I'm just too busy. So it's checking his schedule. try and finalize a proportion so that it fits in my panel as well. In this one I am also looking at his schedule. That's something. Let's hide the sketch. As long as we are on it, let's just shift this speech bubble, the pointer, so that we have enough space between the character and the bubble. So here I am sitting on a chair, if you can see here. So I am sitting on a chair, my character is sitting on a chair. So I want to continue that, and the clients that are coming are standing. So maybe I can just scale this guy up a bit. So next one, I need glasses. For the client, I'll have glasses here. Let's check our proportion. I always put the head and the other stuff like either the torso or any props on a separate layer so that it's just easier to change the proportions at this stage. I want enough space between the speech bubbles and the character, and then we'll change the other person as well. Just scale them down a bit so that they're in the same proportion. Okay, so this person has really made me mad, so I'm just kicking them out. So I'm just looking at my own hand for the hand gesture, and we don't keep it too complicated. It's a simple one, just pointing in one direction. We can maybe reduce the size of the hand, and then the thumb keep in proportion. And while I'm going around, I'm just keeping the I'm collapsing the layers when I know they are not going to be touched much again. Again, a separate layer for the head and the torso. So this comic is like a big full page comic for me. So it's gonna take time for at least it's like it has these 3 rows, which it's like one comic strip. So this is worth 3 comic strips together. So it involves a bit more efforts. Once the whole character is done, I'm just taking this, like adjusting the proportions. Now this finger is too close, so let's get this character down. And it's okay that this hand is going out of frame. We can overlap a bit. It's coming out really well. If you're here, you can just drop me a message in the chat. Let's talk. Tell me where you're from. I'm just doing a chill drawing session today. Normally, I do these live streams to draw your names. Today is just me drawing my personal comic, which I post on my comic page. So now here I'll put a female again. So I'm just trying to mix it up. We have 2 female and 4 males till now. This is gonna be a man. Last will be a female. So 2 females, 2 men here. So this is my next stage after the scribbling stage. So I'm just refining my poses in this stage. So here the hand is something like this. With the pinky finger outstretched. I'm gonna iterate this once more. So I'm gonna go over it again to refine my sketches for the last time before I start inking it. So here I'm just figuring out the poses more. Let's find where the speech bubble is. There it is. And we can shift this pointer a bit so it has more space. Let's reduce the overlap with the head so that I can freely draw the face. Okay, 3 more panels left. Did you a curly hair guy? No. since this guy space is small, I have to get my characters down as well. So we want to keep it in proportion. Just draw the body. Alright, so this one I kept as a close-up. Let's add more frown. And the last one, we are on the last one. This is going to be easy because I've already sketched it a lot. Hi Kunj. So I started out with the rough sketch, but I had just scribbled to start with because I had done the layouting before I started the live session. Good morning. So I'm just refining the sketch as I go, and soon I'll be starting the inking. So I'm just doing my personal comic today. In case you're wondering, this will be posted on Instagram when I'm done. I took a slight break from comics and was doing the lettering practice thing just because I wanted to do something different. I'm using different layers here till I'm happy with the sketch. And this comic is about the frustrations of dealing with clients from hell who just don't understand artists, and it's very common. These things that people say are very common for artists who are working as freelancers. I'm sure everyone has gone through it. And that's all the sketching done. I think I did not do the eyes for the first one. So let me quickly do that and then we'll collapse all the layers to start inking. So I guess all the sketching is done. Let me just collapse all these layers so that I have minimal layers to work with. And then these layers on top are my speech bubbles. I just draw a straight line for this, and then complete it using hand. So on the left here what I have is some reference comic. It's a random comic just to see the character as I draw, because I want to keep the consistency, proportions maintained. I draw the glasses on a separate layer for my character, because in case I have to move them around. Hello to everyone watching. Today I'm just doing my personal comic strip work, and I'm doing this chill drawing session. Thought I would do a live stream. I'm gonna be here just for a few more minutes. So this comic is about the problems of artists while dealing with clients. Let me just pull up one of my larger comics like this one to see what my inking lines are, how much thick they are. What I'll do just to show you guys is, before ending the live stream, I'll just color the first panel here, and for that let's add this color to start, which is the base color. Then let's add the speech bubbles, which is white here. You could put the particular layers in a reference mode so that you can just fill the color below, but I like to color it manually. Let's add a sort of a brown color for the desk here. This is too dark. I might tweak the colors later, but for now let's fill in some colors. Maybe let's make it a bit red. And now my character's colors are fixed, so I have this skin tone. Let's fill all the flats, and I'll fill the same skin tone for the other person here as well, other character. Later on I can switch it around, make different skin tones for different people to keep it some variation. But let's just fill all the colors. Now let's fill the hair color here. So what I follow for a coloring process is a three-step process. First we lay in all the flats, then we add some shadows, some basic shadows, then we add highlights. And that wraps up our process. So after the hair color, let's put in the eyes and the mouth. I have a color palette of all of these colors. So, and below the skin tone, let's add the outfit color. My outfit is usually fixed. I don't remember why I drew this line, so let's just erase that. Go back to our outfit color. Then on our props layer, we'll add a color for the laptop here. I might change this up later. Or let's just do it now. Let's choose a brighter color. And then below all, we'll put a color for the chair. I don't know why I'm turned into blue, pink this time, but we'll add this for the chair. And I guess I'll put the same one, or maybe a gray tone for the PC here, which is just in one panel. And I need to create some contrast, so I'm filling the color here, and then we'll just go in and change, maybe make it darker a bit and desaturate it, so that's our color now. And it's a bit of brown tone, so that everything in the frame has brown in it. If I want to put more emphasis on this laptop here, let's make it light purple. That works. Now her dress, I want to make it orange to start with. And the bottom maybe red or maroon. And I just get these colors filled in so that I can tweak them. A bit darker to create contrast between the desk. Okay, that's our flat colors done. Now on top of all the colors, let's put some shadows in multiply mode. I use a light purple color for shadows. I have that in my palette as well. And let's just add these shadows like under the nose, under the hairline. So I keep them consistent across all my comics. These are places where I add the shadows usually, just to give a bit of depth for the characters. Then let's add some shadow to this here. for the other character. Same places for the shadow under the hairline. So it's like I'm imagining light to come from the top, and wherever the opposite side is, like the bottom here, I'm adding the shadows. And the last stage will be the highlight. I'm putting the layer on 50%, adding a white. Just put some highlights on the hair, the nose, and the rim. And I have another highlight which is softer, so put it on 30%. And this I add for the hair and some darker places. So that's our first panel done, and I have some few more to go. I'll do that in my time, and I just wanted to show you guys how I go for doing the comics. So that is it for this live stream. I think I'll sign off, and I'll get back to you with some drawing your names. So keep an eye out for that. Turn on the notifications, so you'll be notified when the live stream is. And I do this in the mornings, Indian Standard Time. Go check out my Instagram for my work. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye. Signing off.